11 Sports and For the Fans welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Welcome everybody to Houma, Louisiana, as we see the sights of the city. We are in Stack Up Stadium for a Week 7 matchup between the Vancouver Legion and the Louisiana Revolution. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Daggs, and alongside me in the booth is the Hall of Famer Matt Wilson. With us today on Stats is Art Vandelay and Mark Lopez. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Matt, how you doing tonight?
Oh, just dandy, Mike. How are you?
I'm doing dandy as well. Louisiana has had a great start to Season 15, winning 5 of their first 6 games. Vancouver 3-1 after Week 4, but they lost their last 2, bringing them to 3-3 at this stage of the season. Now we're on the back half. Everyone's starting to look towards the playoffs and the all-important playoff seeding. Louisiana needs to win to keep pace with Denver up at the top, and Vancouver needs to win to stay in the top half of the standings. So what does each team need to do to pull off a victory tonight?
Yeah, Mike, Louisiana, a very impressive victory against Baltimore last week. Regis Schrader was the story, rushing for over 200 yards and 3 touchdowns. Vancouver lost a hard-fought game against Mexico City. Their defense is a bit suspect against the pass, but strong against the run. Streeter, I think, is the key for both teams. If Vancouver can slow him down, I like their chances. If he dominates, Louisiana should come away with a W, Mike. Which team will reign supreme? There's only one way to find out, and that's on the field.
All right, Matt. Well, the coin toss is next, and then we will get down to the field. Kickoff coming up after this. Stay with us. And welcome back. It is time for kickoff. Louisiana has the ball on the tee. Vancouver will receive first and get things started off here on offense. Happy Monday night, everybody.
It's never a happy Monday.
Mark Lopez back to receive. I don't even know what that means, Matt. Brings it back up to the 25-yard line, where the Vancouver Legion offense will take to the field, led by quarterback Tom Pepper in his 7th season. Robert Redford in his 6th season is the halfback. Wide receivers Nick Finch, Brett Killian, and Rich Pratchard. The tight ends James Walters and Dan Daly. 3 receiver set on first down. Pepper will throw to get the game started. Heads down to the bottom of the field, and Brett Killian with the reception gains 4 and heads out of bounds. The defensive line for the Louisiana Revolution's made up by Derek Genko, Ross Napoli, Luther Gond, and Deontay Wilder. The linebackers Chuck Diesel and Blake B. Craze. Corners Even Arthur and Rolleman Hood. And the safeties Jeff Malinishin and Tank Bennett. Trips to the near side of the field. Pepper under center. Pepper pump fakes and then checks it down to Redford behind the line of scrimmage. They will spot him a gain of 1. I'll bring up a 3rd down and 5.
Well, if that's open down the field, Mike, just dump it off to your halfback and hope you can make something happen. Nothing happened there, but, 3rd and 5 is a pretty good situation to be in.
Offset I formation in the backfield on 3rd down. Pepper will throw once again, hitting Killian on the out route, and he will step out of bounds 1 yard shy of the line to gain. 3 and out for Vancouver.
Oh, that takes me back a couple of seasons ago, Mike, during the convention when we saw so many out routes that were 1 or 2 yards short of the first down marker. You gotta, extend that ball over the line, and Vancouver couldn't quite do that. So I'm gonna punt it back to this explosive Louisiana offense. At least last week, they looked like a juggernaut.
Brian Patrick to punt for the Legion. Punt is away. Rookie Mike Twinscrew takes it at the 28-yard line.
Whoa!
Breaks through a couple of tackles and gets all the way up to the 38. Return of 10 to set the Louisiana Revolution offense up in good starting field position, led by second-season quarterback Johnny Pickler, the running back, the dynamic Reggie Streeter. Wide receivers are Saren Storm, Chase Earl, and you just saw Mike Twinscrew. B. Robo is the tight end, playing in his third game. Offset eye to get things started for the Revolution. Ball is handed off to Streeter, running off tackle to the left, spins and avoids a couple of tackles, gets a gain of 9, just like that, Matt.
Yeah, he tried a little stop and go at the end. If he had just ran straight, he might have been gone, but still, I highlighted Streeter at the beginning of the game, and first carry looks pretty good so far.
Second down and 1 from their own 47. Legion showing blitz. Streeter takes it up the middle and gets another nice gain all the way up to the Vancouver 47-yard line. First down and 10. The Vancouver defensive line's made up by rookies Mike Coverson and Michael Percoco, along with second-season defensive tackle Lee Adama. The linebackers, DeAndre Washington and Kevin Brackett. The corners, Kyler Murray, Ashley Rose Finch, and Dean Maddox. Safeties are Mark Lopez, Major Key, and Drew Hamilton. Streeter hit behind the line, tackled for no gain, second down and 10.
Streeter probably a little tired. He's gotten the first 3 plays here, all handoffs to him, and maybe Louisiana should try to, now is when you want to run that little out, try to get 5 or 6 yards, and then go from there.
Reggie Streeter, number 1 in the league in carries, yards, and rushing touchdowns for a running back. A rare Pickler throw here on second down and 10, and it works out well, hitting Mike Twinscrew over the middle for a first down up to the 33-yard line. Matt Pickler has thrown the ball 175, now 176 times this season. That is second to last in the league as far as passing attempts.
I think I've done that in a game before. It seems like lately.
I think you may have last night, in fact.
I got ice on the arm still.
I don't doubt it. Offset eye on first down. Streeter getting the handoff.
Oh.
He's got some good speed to get to the outside, but the Legion defense wraps him up, tackles him at the 30-yard line, 2nd and 3.
Good job by the Legion with those 2 guys converging to tackle Streeter, because if he had broken that tackle, Mike, you might still be running.
Second down and 7, not 3. It was a gain of 3. Flip backs now in the backfield. Pickler under center. Short drop. Pickler checks it down. That play looked a little bit broken from the start, Matt, hitting the fullback, and loss of a couple. It'll be third down and 11.
Yeah, I'm looking at my roster sheet for the Revolution, and he's way down on the pay grade, so that might not be your best option.
Well, no running backs here on third down and 11.
2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's a lot of receivers out there.
Pickler to throw, firing down the right sideline, and he has his man, Chase Earl, with his first catch of the ball game. Gets a first down and 10 inside the red zone.
Well, if Pickler's only going to get a couple chances to throw the ball, might as well be good. And that is a beautiful ball and a better catch. Wow, just goes up for the ball. Earl does. Maintains possession as he falls to the ground, and that's what you're looking for as a quarterback. Throw it up and, receiver, please make a play. And now Streeter's well rested. Be careful.
Streeter taking the handoff.
Oh!
Getting hit behind the line, tackled for a loss of 1, brought down by DeAndre Washington. His 4th tackle for a loss on the season.
Great job by the Vancouver defense. I saw that off-tackle run. It looked like Streeter was going to have tons of room, great blocking, but they closed up that hole nicely to the Legion defense. And now we have a long second down for the Revolution.
Streeter taking the handoff again, this time getting good yardage up to the 9-yard line. Third down and a manageable 3 on their opening possession.
Well, Mike, if it didn't work the first time, I guess Louisiana's motto is try it again, and then worked much better the second time. A short 3rd and 3 here. Kind of interesting situation. You're pressed up against it. You just give it to Streeter, hope he gets the first to, get 3. It's probably what I would do. You don't want to risk an interception this close to the end zone.
Streeter running up the middle, and he is stopped just short. 4th down and 1. Streeter now with 29 yards on this opening possession, but the drive will stall out at the 7-yard line. Field goal unit trotting onto the field.
You know what the key was, though, Mike? He didn't have 30 yards.
Yeah. Well, it looks like they'll keep the offense out there. Maybe they will try to get that 30 here, Matt.
Pickler
trying to draw Pickler trying to draw the Legion off sides, but doesn't look like that is going to work as they stay nice and still. The play clock ticks down, and Louisiana calls a timeout.
Usually that bothers me a bit, but I don't mind it. You're on the 7-yard line. If you pick up that first down, you're almost guaranteed to score 7. And if you don't, it's a chip shot field goal. It's the first quarter. It's the first half. I don't mind, throwing a few timeouts away in the first half. It's the second half is where I have more problems with.
Matt Fennick on for the field goal try. The 5'11" rookie kicker was picked in the 5th round, number 80 overall, but ironically, he hasn't even attempted a field goal since week 3. They just haven't needed him to do so, but they need him to here. 23-yarder from the right hash. Low snap. Kick is up, nearly blocked, and it is good. Louisiana puts the first points on the board of the ball game. Three 3-0 here in the first quarter. We'll be back after this. Stay with us.
Mike, Vancouver lost a hard-fought game to Mexico City last week, but Brett Killian helped them keep it close. Look at this first grab, Mike. It bounces off, boing, boing, boing. 3 or 4 players before he makes the grab. And he isn't afraid to go over the middle either, catching this nice ball from Tom Pepper. Next, Killian makes a nice play to get a first down, floating out of bounds, keeping it in bounds. Finally, his biggest play, roasts the Mexico City secondary for a 54-yard touchdown. Killian on the day caught 7 balls for 108 yards and a touchdown. Definitely a weapon Pepper should look for tonight.
Absolutely, Matt. 47 receptions and 554 yards. He's the leading receiver on the Vancouver Legion offense. About to get the ball back here. Mark Lopez spinning his way up, bouncing off a couple of tacklers, and eventually being brought down at the 25-yard line. Brett Killian getting involved in the first drive. Matt, he had a couple of receptions only for 8 yards. I would imagine that we will see him quite a bit more tonight. Major Key patrolling the defensive backfield. Pepper hands the ball off to Robert Redford. Redford scrambling forward for a gain of 4. Will be a 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, good run there for Redford. He's going to have a hard time keeping up with Streeter, but he's got to put his team in good positions on 2nd and 3rd down, and that's a good start.
4 down lineman for the Revolution. Pepper drops back to throw, checks it down to Redford. Redford can't get past the defender. Tackled by Blake B. Craze. That'll be a loss of 1, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7. Vancouver at risk of potentially going 3 and out, 2 drives in a row.
Yeah, the old swing pass game, but Louisiana had it read wonderfully.
Little change of pace now. Pepper in the gun. 5 wide on the field for Vancouver.
3-2 from Louisiana.
Pepper, quick pass over the middle, finds his target wide open for a nice gain. Picks up 11 and gets the 1st down, and they will go into the hurry-up.
Must see something they like.
Yeah, trying to take advantage of the defense. Pepper to throw again. Another quick pitch and catch. Rich Pratchard with the catch. Gain of 9, 2nd down and 1.
I think that's his 2nd catch in a row.
Indeed it is.
Here he comes again. Oh, no.
Throwing a little short of Pratchard that time, but still good for the 1st down. Picked up by Tyvon Boyd, one of the backup receivers, as Tom Pepper
Take your time, Tom.
joins the rest of the offense. Firing another quick pass. Brett Killian with that one up to the 27. And Matt, this set is working for Vancouver.
Tom doesn't care how long it takes. He's just like, he likes the look.
He just likes the look.
Oh,
targeted again. Incomplete pass this time, but they're going to keep with the formations that they have as they scurry back to the line once again.
Luckily, Tom didn't have to move this time.
Pepper under pressure this time, and down he goes. Sacked back at the 36-yard line. Brought down by Luther Gond.
Taking a jump shot right in Pepper's face. It's good. Gond might have been a nice guy and tried to help Pepper out, but I guess not.
He just wanted to do the fadeaway jump shot instead. Keeping with the same sort of look, 4 wide, a tight end, and the quarterback in the shotgun. Pepper, quick pass over the middle is caught, but it is going to be short of the line to gain. Dan Daly with the catch, 4th down and 6. Matt, Rich Pratchard involved a couple of times on that series. You saw 3 catches from Rich Pratchard. The real Rich Pratchard tragically passed away last week. Our friend and colleague at the age of 50 years old unexpectedly died, and his memory lives on as his player continues to play out the contract for the rest of the season, and he will be remembered in our hearts and minds forever. Vancouver will attempt a 40-yard field goal from the left hash, trying to tie things back up. Kick is on its way, and it is good. Field goal good. They'll spot it from 39, and the score is now tied back up 3-3.
It's going to be interesting to watch tonight. Vancouver didn't pay big bucks for a kicker. Andy Hamilton must have a thing against that. And if it comes down to a game of field goals, we'll have to see if that choice pays off or not.
Vancouver kicks the ball away back to Mike Twinscrew in the Louisiana Revolution. Twinscrew taking it at the 9-yard line. Runs it straight up the middle. Met the Louisiana Revolution top rankings. Their points per game, they're 2nd in the league with 33. And the rushing yards per game, you can see 2nd. Rushing touchdowns, their 1st. Turnover differential, also an impressive 1st in the league at +8. So they're getting it done on the ground, and with their defense getting turnovers, and also Pickler taking care of the ball. He's tied for 2nd place in the league with fewest picks at only 8. Pickler throws an out route to the top of the screen. That was caught by Theron Storm. Storm turning upfield and gaining a few more, out of bounds at the 37, 2nd and 1.
Yeah, good job by Storm coming back for the ball a little bit. Breaks a tackle and gets 9 yards, feeding right into Streeter time. When you don't throw a lot of balls, you less chance of interceptions for Pickler, keep the offense, a little more conservative, more of a, run first offense. And as long as he makes the plays that's required of him, picks up the first downs and doesn't throw any major picks, it's a winning formula for the Revolution.
Pickler hands the ball off to Streeter. Streeter surging forward once again. Gets up to the 42-yard line. Matt, Reggie Streeter, he's been in the league now for 4 seasons. He's from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. Enjoys gaming, reading, hiking, golfing. His fiancée, Lisa. He's got 3 siblings, many nieces and nephews. He's an animal lover. He has 2 dogs. Has a cabin on the lake. I envy him for that. And Matt, he told me he has never been without a dog in his life. Streeter taking that handoff, gains 2 up to the 44-yard line.
I've never had a dog in my life, so yeah, complete opposites. As my dad used to say,
dog?
No, my dad hated pets and he used to say, "I don't need any pets. I got 3 of my own at home." That's us kids. So yeah, we were all the pets he needed.
Well, surprise, Matt! I'm going to bring you a dog on Friday.
And my dad will, yeah. Not a good move.
Keep it hidden. We'll keep it hidden. Second down and 8 is the final seconds of the first quarter tick away. Streeter takes a handoff up the middle and gets up to the 49-yard line. That'll bring us to the end of quarter number 1. It'll be a 3rd down and 1 when we come back to start the second quarter. Louisiana in possession of the football. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Fans. We'll be right back.
Mike Registrator was the main reason why Louisiana beat Baltimore last week. From the 36-yard line, Streeter gets great blocking, breaks a tackle. He's rumbling, he's bumbling, he's stumbling, celebrating all the way to the... Oh, wow, that's unfortunate. Well, I think he learned his lesson on another big play here. He doesn't slow down at all, just keeps going and going and going. Running into the end zone, 43 yards. Streeter finished the game with 228 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Impressive numbers for Reggie Streeter, now with 43 yards on tonight's ball game, puts him over 6,000 yards on his career. Quickly approaching 1,000 yards on the season. He'll get that probably in the next couple of plays. I'm Mike Daggs in the booth, joined by the Hall of Fame quarterback of the Mexico City Aztecs, Matt Wilson. 3rd down and 1 for the Legion. Streeter gets the handoff, trying to get past the line, and he does. Getting tackled up at the 43-yard line. Fresh set of downs to get the second quarter started.
Speak of the man right there. Gets enough yards. 1st down, and the drive keeps moving for Louisiana. Wouldn't be surprised to see another dose of him here.
First down and 10 on the Vancouver 43-yard line. Pickler does indeed hand the ball off to Streeter, this time well defended by the Legion, allowing only 3 yards. Be a second down and 7 so far tonight. Matt, Reggie Streeter being held to an average of just over 4 yards per carry. Still impressive, numbers from Streeter, but also a nice job by the Vancouver defense.
Not quite the 7.6 the last game so far.
Pickler will throw on second down. Hits his target. Mike Twinscrew up at the top. Carries himself out of bounds at the 35-yard line. It'll be a third down and 2. Reggie Streeter on the season averaging 5.1 yards per carry. And, like you said last week, Matt, 7.6 on the game against Baltimore. Very impressive numbers.
Pickler did his job there. Threw the out, got it to within 2 yards, and now I think, I don't know. We could see the hammer and Streeter. We could see another Pickler pass.
4 wide receivers on the field for the Revolution. Streeter takes a handoff, breaks through the first tackle, and he's off to the races. 10-5, touchdown Reggie Streeter, touchdown Louisiana.
They lined up in trips. I thought they were going to throw the ball, especially against the 4-3 of Vancouver, but, Streeter happened.
Yeah, fooled me too, Matt. 4 wide receivers on the field, typically it's going to be a pass, but, when you have a player as dynamic as Streeter, that's why you use them.
Breaks one tackle and then turns on the afterburner. It's just a mini version of those 2 highlights we saw, except, again, running through the line, not stopping to wave to the fans and then getting tackled.
Extra point try coming up. Matt, if you haven't done so yet, and everybody else, download CrowdPlay. It's our new partner for 2020. You can play the game about the game. Extra point try is up and good. Our next CrowdPlay game is the Houston Hyenas and Baltimore Vultures. Immediately following this game, it'll start at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Can follow the action and answer questions for a chance to win your share of a $1,000 prize pool.
I'm ready with a bat to beat some people.
Visit crowdplay.com for more information. You can learn about Beat the Crowd, like Matt takes literally. I'm trying to tell you, Matt, that's not what it means.
Put some extra nails in my bat, Mike. I think I'll beat him better.
Mark Lopez on the return up to the 27. Vancouver once again in possession of the football. On their last series, Matt, a 10-play, 52-yard drive resulting in a field goal. And they had a good no-huddle thing going, and it was really helping to move the ball. Do you think that they'll go back to that?
Well, then Gon said, stop. Yeah. So we'll see. This D-line's pretty fierce, too.
Indeed they are. Ball is handed off to Redford. Redford's hit in the backfield and brought down for a loss on the play. Loss of 2. Deontay Wilder with the tackle.
And not quite the same success as Streeter had. But, again, you look at the Revolution offense, and they've got 2 guards and a tight end, and a solid O-line definitely helps your running back out. If he breaks one tackle, it's maybe see you later because everyone else is sealed off well.
Vancouver with 2 star tackles as well to try to help open things up on the offensive line. Redford trying to get it done in the passing game. This time is able to gain 1 yard. It'll bring up a third down and a long 11. 8:50 to go here in the first half.
Vancouver's got to push the ball a little bit more down the field here. They've tried to dump it off a couple times. Not the best success. So let's see what their long play is. Shotgun.
Redford on the sideline. Here's that 5 wide look that we saw earlier, Matt. Pepper looking, firing over the middle, tipped and incomplete, trying to hit our dear friend Rich Pratchard. It'll be a 4th down and 11.
And not the best series with Vancouver. Again, you can't get, halfway there on 1st and 2nd down. Those 3rd and long.
They're tough. Yeah. They're very tough. Ryan Patrick on to punt for the Legion. Mike Twinscrew back to receive. Punt is away. Twin Screw standing back at the 35-yard line.
Oh!
Sidesteps the first tackler. And then
Twin
gets
Screw is
tackled
an
at the-
exciting return, man.
He is. Gain of only about 3.5 on that one, but it was an exciting 3.5.
Listen, in the SFL, if you get over a yard, you're doing well on punt return.
You're doing something right. So Louisiana will take back over on offense at their own 39-yard line. They've had the ball 2 possessions now, and they've scored 2 times, a field goal and a touchdown. Pickler to throw on first down. Has time, pressure coming, and he checks it down to Streeter. Streeter sidesteps the defender, spins, and then somehow gets a first down out of what I thought was going to be a sack, and then I thought was going to be a tackle for a loss.
Well, when you got a guy like Streeter, just give him the ball. It's like a long toss play. Juke, spin, turns on the afterburners, tried another spin. This time he gets wrapped up by 2 Legion, but that's a first down, Mike, and you're always happy when you get one of those, especially at a kind of a broken play like that.
Streeter now with 12 carries for 86 yards, averaging over 7 yards a carry once again.
He's back to last week's stats as far as average.
Streeter off tackle to the left, this time wrapped up and tackled for only a gain of 1. Kevin Brackett getting him at the line. 2nd and 9.
That's what Vancouver needs to do on those off-tackle runs. They seal. They can't let Streeter get to the second level, or it could be bad news like that last long run.
Streeter taking the handoff once again, running out to the near side of the screen, gets 9 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd down and a manageable 1.
An off-tackle run, they've run it a lot, and it's been pretty successful. 3rd and 1. Again, this is what we've seen a lot of the Revolution. You know, it's been 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, the opposite of Vancouver's 3rd and long. And when you got a running back like Streeter, I'd say probably give him the ball again.
Midway through the second quarter, and Reggie Streeter now with over 100 yards on this run here as he scrambles up to the 31-yard line. That's going to put him into triple-digit yardage, man.
We're going to see, look at that fullback block. Right? Look at that. Takes him right out of the play, and that lets Streeter one-on-one against a defensive player, breaks the tackle, and he gets an extra 2 or 3 yards. Blocking on the Louisiana Revolution team is very, very good.
Free play for the Revolution as the defensive line getting a little jumpy there.
Yeah, they're probably like, they want to stop Streeter. They're like, we're tired of this, but yeah, it takes its toll after a while.
An unfortunate call against the Vancouver Legion as they had Streeter bottled up that time. Call on Michael Percoco, the rookie defensive end, picked in the first round, making a rookie mistake there.
Don't look now, Mike, but the Revolution are right where they like it. 1st and 5.
Yeah.
Watch out, off tackle again. Oh, no.
And another free play as he breaks through and gets up to the 20-yard line.
Well,
so once again an offsides, but that one will probably be declined, and they will accept the yardage that Streeter is able to gain. And the penalty is indeed declined. It'll be a 1st down and 10 at about the 20-yard line. Back-to-back penalties by the defensive lineman.
To me, if I see that fullback, off to the, unevenly lined up like that, I want my linebackers more trying to get on the, instead of sitting back, get right on the line, get right on the edge. So that'll bottle that up. That might not be good.
Streeter hit right at the line and tackled. Lee Adama getting the stop. Streeter with 110 yards, but he doesn't gain any yards there.
Streeter's got to be pretty tired now. He's run the last, 5 plays in a row. There is a point where your running back just can't take many more carries before he starts. It looks like he's running like me.
Lee Adama with 6 tackles for a loss on the season. That one for no gain. Out route to the top, hits Mike Twinscrew for a nice gain of 8. We'll bring up a 3rd down and 2. And Matt, I think that's been the difference that we've seen so far is Vancouver's ended, a lot of their possessions so far tonight with 3rd down and long situations that they were unable to convert, whereas Louisiana's they've had several 3rd downs as well, but it's usually a 3rd and less than 5.
Yeah, and we've seen that play at least once before. That nice, medium out sets Louisiana up for this 3rd and 2, and now the Vancouver defense has to stop Streeter again.
Streeter taking the handoff, and he does get the first down. I thought he was going to be tackled just short, but it'll be a 1st down and goal from inside the 10-yard line.
And that's frightening, running up the middle when you have 2 guards, highly paid guards, and a tight end. So this team is just scary to defend against the run up the middle.
Offset eye in the backfield. Pickler under center. Pickler will hand the ball off. Reggie Streeter hit at the line once again. And Matt, he does look like he might be just a step slower right now. Maybe a little winded after this long drive. Kevin Brackett easily getting to him at the line. They'll spot him a gain of 1, but that's it. 2nd and goal.
Well, they're on the far left side of the field. I tried running one of those out routes again. They worked for 8, could work, but looks like they might stay on the ground again here.
Play number 11 on the drive. Streeter hit at the line once again, brought down for no gain. I believe is that Michael Percoco? No, that is DeAndre Washington with the tackle. No gain on that one. 3rd down and goal from the 8.
So again, if I'm Vancouver, watch out for the outs. Because or maybe they're gonna slant. I don't know. Let's see what I haven't seen this formation before out of Louisiana's game.
4 wide receivers on the field for the Revolution. Pickler looking towards the end zone. Touchdown Revolution. Hitting the receiver and getting the touchdown. Amit Chafunkta with the catch and score.
Well, again, there's Pickler being efficient, Mike. Has plenty of time to peruse the field. Everyone's slanting, and he can add a lot of guys were open. So middle of the field open on the post, and everybody. Pickler made the best play he could. So Vancouver's got to respond. They got to go a little bit deeper in their offensive bag of tricks. Try some medium outs.
Louisiana extending their lead to 13 points. Low snap on that one, nearly blocked, but Fennec gets it up and through. Now with a 14-point lead here with 3 minutes, 22 seconds to go here in the first half. Sector 6 is the official apparel provider of the Simulation Football League, and replica jerseys are out now. You can get your name on the back of your teams or your fan favorite team's jersey. You can visit team stores and libraries for purchase options through sector6apparel.com, or you can visit our website, simulationfl.net, and click the shop button. Return from Mark Lopez, straight up the gut to the 27-yard line. Tom Pepper bringing his offense back out onto the field. Try to get some more points on the board here before the end of the first half. Pepper 9 of 11 for 65 yards, completing 82% of his passes so far. Rich Pratchard, the leading receiver so far tonight. Robert Redford has had 3 carries so far, but they've only gone for a total of 3 yards. Would like to see him getting a little bit more involved in the running game. But it won't happen right now. Pepper under pressure and throws this one away, trying to avoid the sack. And Matt, the top rankings for the Vancouver Legion, they're a high-scoring team as well. 6th in points. This is their defensive stats. Points allowed per game, they are 6th. And rushing yards allowed per game, 4th in the league. Rushing touchdowns allowed, 3rd in the league. Their one knock is their turnover differential, 19th. So that's the one big difference. Louisiana 1st in the league in turnover differential, and Vancouver not doing well in that category, but they are doing well in the rushing defense. So that was kind of one of the stories that we were coming into tonight's ball game looking to see. Reggie Streeter, the top running back in the league, against one of the top rushing defenses in the league. Who's going to win? And you can see that running back comparison there. So far, Streeter with the edge.
Yeah, he was the key in my opening, and so far he's delivered for the Revolution. Vancouver's got to get this first down here. Throw it past the sticks.
Pepper to throw. Throws it past the sticks, but it is swatted down, batted away, and incomplete. That'll put an end to the drive. 4th down and 8, and the Legion will need to punt.
This Revolution defense has just been suffocating Vancouver. They can't get anything going. Besides that one no-huddle sequence, their offense has been pretty anemic.
Yeah, and during that no-huddle sequence, their offense was anything but anemic. It was almost unstoppable until Luther Gond got that sack. So I'd be really interested to see that no-huddle come back. It was working really well for them when they got that matchup. Twin Screw brings it up to the 39-yard line. 2 minutes, 33 seconds to go in the ball game. In the first half. Get your player position locked and loaded through our Discord server and the SFL Minor League, SFLM. There's now 12 teams. There's going to be more opportunities than ever to be the player you've always wanted to be. You can join the Discord community through simulationfl.net. Second season of the Minor League will start in October 2020. Contact the Deputy Commissioner, Andrew Rustelli, once you get on Discord for more information. Pickler deep down the middle, and that one's nearly intercepted. Right into the hands of strong safety Drew Hamilton. He's got 4 picks on the season, Matt. Almost had number 5 right there.
Yeah, and if I'm coaching Louisiana, I'd just be happy to run the ball a couple more times. You're up 17-3. You don't want to give the ball back to Vancouver on a pick like that. I mean, Pickler's been accurate, but
very accurate.
Again,
that was his first incompletion of the night.
Stay in your role. No, you don't have to. No need to gamble here for this score.
Revolution safely going back to the ground, handing it off to Streeter, and tackled after a gain of 3. And some rare error here for Louisiana as they have a 3rd and long coming up.
Well, we've seen the slants. We've seen the out. Let's see what Louisiana dials up here.
Ball snapped just before the 2-minute warning, and there's an out route to the bottom, and he doesn't get there. 4th down and inches, and that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. Will that one be reviewed? We'll have to find out on the other side of this break. You're watching the Simulation Football League at 11 Sports, and for the fans, stay with us. And welcome back to Houma, Louisiana. There will be no review. They do indeed mark it short, 4th down and inches. And the Louisiana Revolution will have to punt this one away. Mark Lopez standing back near his own goal line. Will actually take this one at the 15. Punt one a little shorter than I thought it might. Matt gets it up to the 20-yard line. So 1:49, all 3 timeouts, and 80 yards of field in front of him. Tom Pepper coming on to the field. See what they can do on offense on this possession.
Well, they're going to have to run no huddle. This is when they've been at their best. So just got to stay away from the sack game. Don't get sacked.
Pepper hands the ball off to Redford. Redford gains only 1, and they are not going to go into the no huddle, Matt. I'm a little surprised.
I don't know what to say, Mike.
And Matt, Louisiana kicked the ball to start the game, so they will get the ball to start the second half. If I was Vancouver, I would definitely want to try to surge forward here and get some points, but Going to try to maybe rely on Redford as they check this one down to Redford, and he's able to get past a couple of defenders himself. Some impressive moves getting up to the 32, and that will make them go back into the hurry-up.
I probably would have called a timeout here and switched formations, but...
Well, maybe they will after a couple more plays. Redford carrying that one up the middle for a gain of 4. Now under a minute to go in the first half. Pepper takes the snap. Swing route out to Redford again. Redford spinning past the defender, crossing midfield and getting up to the 44. And there is Vancouver's first timeout. Redford getting it done on this series.
But what do I know, Mike? And Coach Wilson, why he's not a coach? Redford looking very Streeter-like, spinning, turning on some afterburners of his own, and almost got even further. But Vancouver's in a good spot to at least pick up 3 here. They've got 42 seconds and 2 timeouts. They've just got to, again, throw it past the sticks. They don't have, enough time to dink and dunk.
3 receivers on the field now for the Legion. Pepper to throw, out route to the top. Makes the catch, but doesn't get out of bounds.
Man.
2nd down and 5. The clock continues to roll as they get set back at the line. And Pepper waiting for a Louisiana Revolution player to get back into his set. And gets sacked. Brought down back at the 41-yard line, now under 20 seconds to go.
Pepper, audible.
Takes the snap. Out route to the top, and that one's going to be incomplete. Bringing an end to this possession. 4th down and 7 from the 41. Quite a bit too far for a field goal from this range.
All I have to say about that drive is woof. That was pretty ragtag. Outs and such are good, but you got to push it a little bit more down the field. They had a good thing with Streeter. If they'd picked up another 20 yards, they would have been in field goal range.
With Redford. Yeah. Punt is away. This one's going to bounce down at the 9 and roll just into the end zone. I thought they might be able to pin them deep. But the ball rolls into the end zone, touchback with 4 seconds to go.
I think we know which way the wind's going.
It would have been interesting if they had tagged it right down at the 1, and they definitely wouldn't have been able to just take a knee and get out of here. And it could have been a dangerous handoff in the end zone. But
you're not gonna take a knee anyways. So with Streeter, it's going to be a touchdown. Be careful, Vancouver.
Streeter takes the handoff, gets tackled, and that will bring us to the end of the first half of play. Your score after 2 quarters: Vancouver 3, Louisiana 17. As we head to the halftime show to look at the first half stats and highlights. And Matt, I think it goes without saying the difference in this game.
Yeah, don't ask me, Mike, because I harped on it in the beginning. It's 114 yards for Streeter versus 10 yards for Redford. I mean, the yardage totals, almost twice. Look at the time of possession. That's another big one, Mike. 14 minutes to 7.
And the number of first downs was more than double as well.
Yeah.
11 first downs to 5 first downs. But that's what's going to happen when you have a successful run game. You're going to keep on getting first downs, and you're going to keep the clock rolling. With that time of possession in your favor, it's going to definitely impact the outcome of the ball game. Scores from both teams. Louisiana putting some points on the board first, an 11-play, 58-yard drive resulting in a field goal, and then a Vancouver 10-play, 52-yard drive resulting in a field goal. Louisiana would respond with that 35-yard touchdown rush after an 8-play, 72-yard drive, and then an 8-yard touchdown pass here over the middle after a 12-play, 61-yard drive. The teams would then exchange punts on the next several possessions, bringing us to halftime with a score of Vancouver 3 and Louisiana 17. So far in tonight's ball game, Matt, Tom Pepper, 12 completions on 17 attempts. He does have 102 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. Pickler, 8 of 9 for 84 yards. Very efficient, almost 90% completion percentage with a touchdown pass. Leading receivers so far in tonight's game from either team, Matt, Rich Pratchard, 3 catches for 34 yards. I'm glad we still get to see his player out on the field for the remainder of this season. I am Mike Daggs in the booth, along with the Hall of Famer Matt Wilson, Mark Lopez, and Art Vandelay with us on Stats tonight. Appreciate you gentlemen being there, keeping us updated on what's going on in the ball game statistically. Mike Twinscrew bringing the kickoff out to the 25-yard line to get the second half started.
Now Vancouver defense needs to step up here and just not allow any more points. Keon Streeter, if he's going off tackle, if you see that offset eye, let the linebackers fill the ends so there's nowhere for Streeter to go instead of staying up.
Pickler under center to get this drive started, and he will throw. Deep drop. Looking down the left side, has his target wide open. Saren Storm gets the catch, breaks the tackle, and gets up to the 49-yard line. A little change of pace for the Revolution offense.
Yeah, and the Revolution had both backs in there, so they had 3 wide receivers. I don't know where the Vancouver defense was, but they were nowhere near him. Look at this. Breaks the tackle, gets another 4 or 5 yards. Every yard counts. I really appreciate that as a quarterback.
Mark Lopez getting the first hit. Kevin Brackett ultimately bringing him down at the 49-yard line. Saren Storm now with 3 receptions for 44 yards tonight.
Vancouver playing way off.
Pickler will hand the ball off to Streeter this time. Streeter spinning and getting brought down. Short gain on this one of only 2, but 121 yards and a touchdown so far tonight. No fumbles, Matt. He does lead the league in fumbles with 4.
Yeah, those spins can produce fumbles if the defense gets their helmet on the ball. I've seen that sometimes myself, but hey, no fumbles so far, so good. Knock on wood.
Pickler in the gun, flanked by a running back to each side. Gets his man on the out route at the top. Saren Storm once again, gain of about 6. We'll bring up a 3rd down and 3.
How many times have we seen that, Mike? 2nd down and long, and they just go to an out. And it's 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1.
It's been quite a bit. We see a lot of runs out of Reggie Streeter. They'll just pound Streeter over and over and over, and then, quick out route, gain a big chunky yards, and it gives them a 3rd and manageable situation.
Watch out, that fullback's offset. Be ready for a off-tackle run.
And there it is. Streeter tries to get the first down, but he can't. He's marked short. Tackled at the 39-yard line. 4th down and inches, a key stop for the Vancouver defense. They needed that big time.
Yeah, I don't think that...
and the offense stays out there. Second time we've seen this tonight. First time just trying to get the Legion defense to jump off sides. It didn't work, but we have seen them jump off sides twice since then, and they snap the ball. Streeter gets the first down and a little bit more. 1st down and 10 from the Vancouver 37-yard line.
That's a gutsy call there. I don't know. 17-3. I think I just put the ball away, but they have trust in Streeter, and you made a good read. You had to bump it to the outside. Nothing was open right down the middle, and gets enough for the first, and the drive will continue for the Louisiana Revolution.
High formation here on 1st down. Ball is handed off to Streeter. Streeter straight up the gut, tackled for a gain of only 2. Well defended. 2nd down and 8.
And I've seen a lot of teams in seasons past use a real heavy running game. But if you don't have a passing game to complement it, like the way Pickler's playing tonight, no matter how good your running back is, it's not going to matter. He's going to tire out, and then your offense is useless.
Streeter once again taking the handoff up the middle for a gain of 2. Bring up 3rd down and 6 after back-to-back 2-yard runs.
Not the biggest gains, but again, Mike, 3rd and 6, 3rd and medium. So
you expect to see that out route here again, Matt?
Yeah, I would.
Good for about 7 or 8 each time.
And I think they're going to slant here instead. Vancouver better be ready for it. Try to get it picked.
Pickler's only missed 1 pass, a deep one. Tries a deep one once again, and he almost picks it off. Tipped. The tip drill going incomplete. Trying to hit Saren Storm, and that'll put an end to the drive. 4th down from the 33-yard line. And Matt, is this within Matt Fennick's range?
Sure. It depends on the wind. I think this is the windy side of the field, so I think it is within his range.
This one would be from about 50 yards.
No.
It looks like they're going to set up for the punt instead, trying to pin the Legion deep.
Playing it safe this time.
Ooh. Punt is away towards the sideline and out of bounds at the 10-yard line. So no points for Louisiana on the opening possession of the second half. Will Vancouver fare better? We'll find out after this. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Welcome back to Houma, Louisiana. First down and 10 for the Legion at their own 10-yard line. Pepper drops back, fires over the middle, and has a man splitting the defenders and getting all the way up to the 35-yard line. A deep catch from Rich Pratchard.
Mr. Slot. Actually, he's not in the slot. And
Not
they
that
run a nice post route. No one was within 3 yards of him. Great throw by Pepper. This is what this Vancouver offense need. One touchdown, and it's a one-score game. I mean,
I know, and that's
they're not in a bad spot.
We were talking about it at the break. You know, it seems like this has been, all Louisiana tonight, but it's only a 2-score ball game and a full quarter and a half to go. A little bit more than that, actually. Vancouver's definitely not out of this one, especially with plays like these last two. A deep pass to Rich Pratchard and a nice run to Robert Redford. Gains 9 up to their own 44.
And Redford breaking some tackles on this one. Good blocking, and then breaks a tackle there of Malinishin. Finally wrestled down by Evan Arthur. And see, these are the situations that the Revolution have been in. These 2nd and 1s, 2nd and shorts. Now I'd run Redford again. Just hit him right up the middle. I mean, look at this defense.
Yeah,
right
heavy formation from the Legion and a soft defense from the Revolution. And the defense, well, they're going to spot him the first down. I thought the defense did their job. Luther Gond with the tackle, but they're going to say that Redford was across the line.
And I wouldn't throw the challenge flag here. It's not worth wasting a timeout or a challenge. Louisiana might need him later.
Gond with 2 sacks now on the night. Pepper to throw. Fires into double coverage. That looked like pass interference to me, Matt.
I don't know what
happened.
The
Revolution defenders were carrying the receiver off.
It looks like the Revolution were having like a powwow around the receiver for the Legion.
I don't know what's going on.
I didn't see any smoke signals, but there might have been.
Yeah, if that wasn't pass interference, I guess I don't know what is pass interference. 4 wide receivers on the field for 2nd down and 10. Wow. All right, Pepper under center. Pepper stepping up into the pocket, throwing short, and that one is somehow caught. I thought that could have been picked, but no. Nick Finch with his first catch of the ball game, getting involved and getting a fresh set of downs for his team.
But look at this. This is the difference, Mike. They're throwing it past the sticks. They're getting the receivers involved. Pepper's throwing some nice accurate balls. Not dumping the ball down to Redford. Hasn't been that successful except for that one time.
Pepper hit as he throws and incomplete. Lee Adama getting the pressure. Ross Napoli getting the pressure on that play. Be a 2nd down and 10.
Vancouver should not change their game plan here. Just keep throwing the ball. It's been working well so far.
Second down and 10 from the Louisiana 44-yard line. Pepper out route to the top. Wide open is Brett Killian, getting the reception and bringing up a 3rd down and 5. Nice gain of 5 for Killian. And Matt, Brett Killian from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. He is 6'8" in real life. He is a big boy. He played and coached basketball. Go figure. He's an avid ballroom dancer. Did not know that. And he has a 7-year-old Pit Lab mix. Matt, he's even won a few tournaments around Canada by coaching basketball. And that 3rd down pass going back to Killian will fall incomplete. 4th down and 5, and Vancouver is going to have to punt this one away.
Man, I don't know. It's a little early, man. And I might go for it here. You're on the 39, 4th and 5. It's like it just feels like even if you give them the Louisiana the ball at the 39, it's not the end of the world. You're punting against the wind. Let's see if their punter can pin them inside the 5.
Well, they almost pinned them right down at the 1 on their last punt. This one will bounce down at the 9, and this time I think they're going to be able to do it, Matt, as the ball dives down at the 2. So that'll be the most difficult starting field position for the Revolution tonight. Great job by the Vancouver special teams. We'll see what happens on this next possession after this. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Louisiana starting back at their own 2-yard line. Streeter about 6 yards deep in his own end zone. Takes the handoff 4 yards deep, is able to get it out and scramble forward for a gain of 5. The Who You Got community poll in this one was pretty even, Matt, with the majority going towards Louisiana, but that's one of the most even ones I've seen on any game that we've called this season.
Yeah, I can't say the community's wrong one way or the other when you got pretty much 48-52. That's about as 50-50 as it gets.
Offset I formation on 2nd down. Streeter once again taking the handoff, and the Vancouver defense has had quite enough of him, stuffing him for another 2-yard gain. He's had several 2-yard rushes in addition to some of his big ones, and Vancouver at risk of having to punt. Matt, we had 4 scoring possessions on the first 6 drives, and then it's been punts on the last 5 drives from both of these teams combined. Will we see another punt here? Pickler, pump fake and sacked, brought down at the 3-yard line. I thought he was brought down right at the 1, but they will mark him down at the 3, but that will indeed put an end to that drive. Joe Fields with the big sack.
Fields just powers through number 70, and that's one of the guards, Rudy Ray Dunn. And now that's important because Louisiana's punter is going to have to take a short motion on his punt, and that's going to end up at about the 38-yard line. So Vancouver could get excellent field goal or field position here. Let's see if I'm right.
Yeah, that's going to be good field position as they
that
get
was
the
right
ball
at the
back.
38.
Yeah, and Matt, so the only thing that it cost them when they had to punt at the Louisiana 39-yard line was they just had to put their defense out there for a little bit and then get the ball back 3 yards better than where they left it.
Yeah, they actually gained 3 yards.
Not too shabby. It worked out well for the Legion, which is good. They've had to punt twice now on the Louisiana side of the field. But getting the ball in the best starting field position of the night. Still just a 2-score ball game, Matt. Pepper getting this one out to Redford. Redford with room to run.
Oh.
Turning on the afterburners, getting a first down up to the 24-yard line. Had a little bit of a burst of speed there.
Well, Redford's probably the more rusted one out of him and Streeter. Streeter's looking a little slow the last couple drives because of the heavy use, and this is where Redford might seize his opportunity here. And now Vancouver's at least in field goal range, although field goal doesn't help them so much. They really want 7 on this drive.
First down and 10, 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 4 wide receivers on the field for the Legion. Tom Pepper under center. Pepper will hand the ball off to Redford. The defense swarmed around him quickly. No gain on the play as you see the running back comparison. Reggie Streeter obviously well out in the lead, but Redford, he's had some nice plays as well, both in the run and the passing game, Matt.
Yeah, much better in the passing game. Maybe Vancouver should try using him in that way. And boy, they're in a heavy set here, and Louisiana still comes out in the nickel.
Pepper has Brett Killian wide open on the left-hand side. Unfortunately, he fell down. He was not able to gain any more yards. 3rd down and 7. The top 11 make the playoffs, and right now Louisiana sitting in second place at 5-1, looking to get the win and keep pace with Denver. Vancouver at 3-3, and Matt, just about every team below them is 3-4 right now. So critical for Vancouver to get the win tonight to try to stay ahead of them. 3rd down and 7. Pepper in the gun. Quick pass over the middle, and that one's incomplete. Thought that could have been pass interference as well, Matt. Dan Daly, the intended target. And they will trot out the field goal unit. It just looked like he was getting bumped there.
Yeah, the refs are letting him play because it looked like he was definitely bumped. Threw off the timing of the pass, and now, now we'll see if Vancouver's kicker can hit this. Never a gimme when you don't pay your kicker.
Ref 62, a love-hate relationship with Andy Hamilton, the owner of the Vancouver Legion. Andy loves to hate the ref. Field goal is up, and it is good from 38 yards out. Vancouver putting a couple more points on the board, now down by 11, 17-6. You can catch the Simulation Football League live every July to October and every January to April over the weekends and Monday nights on 11 Sports. And for the fans and the SFL's YouTube and Twitch channels, you can follow at Simulationfl on Twitter to always get the most up-to-date broadcast dates, times, and matchups so you don't miss a moment of the action. Kick returned back up to the 28-yard line, and that is where Johnny Pickler and company will come back out onto the field on offense. Pickler, an efficient 10 of 12, 83% completion percentage. Matt, he's thrown for over 100 yards, has a touchdown. Reggie Streeter, the man of the night so far, 30 rushing attempts for 130 yards. I mean, we're still in the third quarter, and he has carried the ball 30 times. That's just insane. But he is number 1 in the league in carries, yards, and touchdowns for a reason. Pickler in the gun. Pressure coming, and he's sacked again. Sacked on back-to-back offensive plays for the Revolution. Michael Percoco getting in on the sack. And, Matt, that is his first career sack.
Congratulations. Look at him chase. Pickler's trying to dip, dodge, whatever. I don't know all the D's of dodgeball, Mike. That's why I sucked at it.
Dodge, dip, duck, dive, and dodge.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Well,
but Pickler couldn't dodge a Percoco, getting his first career sack. Congratulations for the first-round pick, putting Louisiana farther back in their own territory. Streeter trying to get him out of it, but can only gain 3 back. So a 3rd down and 14. And, Matt, that's just what the Vancouver Legion needed, was to get some points on the board, and now putting Louisiana in a precarious situation with a 3rd and very long.
But look at Louisiana's last 2 situations, both instead of 3rd and 2, Mike, 3rd and 14. That's where this offense does not want to be.
Pickler in the gun. Has time, firing a lofting pass over the middle, tipped and incomplete. 4th down and 14. The Vancouver Legion defense does its job.
Yeah, Andy Hamilton must have started blasting his defense at the half. They played much, much better Look at that coverage. Whew.
Great coverage by Major Key getting the pass deflection.
Yeah, he had a size advantage there, and he got in front of that ball and used every inch.
Drew Hamilton was in good position to try to get the interception, but Amit Chafunkta, the receiver for the Revolution, getting in the way, using his head to deflect the batted pass down into the turf. What was that?
So that's how you use your head, son.
That's how you use your head. Walter Malinishin on to punt for the Revolution, getting the punt away. Fair catch called by Mark Lopez at the 37-yard line, and that is where Tom Pepper will lead the offense back out onto the field for the Revolution. Excuse me, for the Legion.
Legion got some momentum in their favor now. Even if they get 3, that'll put them within a score.
Yeah, one score ball game. Any points would help.
So they got to keep doing what they did in the last drive. Throw the ball.
Offset eye and 2 tight ends on the bottom side of the field, and that works out great for Robert Redford as he has blocking and room to run, scrambling across midfield and getting a great gain up to the 36-yard line. And just like that, Matt, that run kind of fixed his stat line so far for the night.
I say pass, teams run. I say run, they pass. Usually they're more right than me. And now Vancouver's almost in field goal range already. They'll probably get one more playoff before the fourth quarter. They can get another 10 yards, man. They're sitting pretty here.
Final snap before the fourth quarter. Redford takes a handoff and stuffed that time. And that'll tick away the final moments of the third quarter. 3 quarters in the books, 1 remain. Vancouver 6, Louisiana 17. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Fans. And we're back here in Houma, Louisiana for the start of the fourth quarter. I'm Mike Daggs, joined in the booth by Matt Wilson, Mark Lopez, and Art Vandelay with us on stats tonight. Cameron Irvine pushing the buttons for us. Tom Pepper throwing the football. Getting a gain of about 6 will bring up a 3rd down and 7.
Pepper's been kind of off on those out routes, Mike. He's been throwing them behind the receivers. It's not exactly where you want to throw those balls. As 6-7 yard games becomes 3-yard gains at 3rd and 7. Vancouver is in a decent position to convert, but not optimal.
3rd down and 7 at the long end of field goal range if they have to here. Pepper fires over the middle, and that one is intercepted. But wait, there is a flag on the play. Will we finally see a pass interference call?
Ineligible touch? What happened?
And they do indeed call the Louisiana Revolution for pass interference, hitting Chuck Diesel with the penalty. And Andy Hamilton's going to be happy about that one because it's long overdue. So it erases a pick off the board. They will not only retain possession of the football, but they get a fresh set of downs at the Louisiana 24-yard line. That pass interference call couldn't have come at a better time for the Legion.
I saw the ref tap his head. I wasn't sure what that meant, but obviously PI.
Pepper firing right back over the middle again and getting a 1st down and goal. all the way up to the 7-yard line. Nick Finch with the catch. He's had a quiet night, but the times he has touched the ball, Matt, it's been big catches.
Again, post. Good throw, and then avoids number 96. I don't know. He whiffed. I don't know. He was tackling air there. Blake B. Craze. Now Vancouver's got to be smart about this. You know, you run it once, but I'm in favor of, you know, they've thrown outs. I would be more willing to throw the ball here than to pass or than to run it. But we'll see.
To run, sure. Pepper will throw.
Yeah.
Throws it to Robert Redford at the 10. Redford able to gain only 1. Goes down at the 6-yard line. 2nd down and goal. The clock continuing to run here in the 4th quarter. But Matt, still only a 2-score game. So if they get a touchdown, would you go for 2 here and make it a 3-point game?
Yes. Because what does 4 points really give you?
That's true. Still makes it a touchdown ball game. 2nd and goal from the 6. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. They need to get it in the end zone first. Redford takes the handoff, trucks through the defender, churning those legs, gets up to the 2-yard line. 49 yards now on 13 carries for Redford. 3rd down and goal from the 2.
Diesel there on the stop, and here's Redford's chance at redemption. I think they're going to go dive. I'm not sure. They've
maybe an out route. Look, there's 2 receivers at the top and only 1 defender up close.
Watch for the pressure, though. Goal line set. They're going to be coming.
Pepper throws over the middle, tipped, and it's intercepted, picked off in the end zone, and the Revolution defense just does their job. Take Bennett with the pick.
Yeah, Pepper is exactly what he threw it to the middle of the field. Look at all the green jerseys, Mike. 1, 2, I think there's 6 there.
Tank Bennett now with 6 interceptions on the season. He was tied for 4th place with 5 coming into tonight's game and has another one there. Matt, we talked about it earlier. The Louisiana Revolution, number 1 in the league in turnover differential, and that is a killer play against the Legion. Streeter taking the handoff for no gain, 2nd and 10.
Here we go with Streeter again, though, Mike. He's kind of, like I say, lost his mojo a bit. Looking tired. Louisiana runs him again, and he doesn't get any yards. You're going to put Revolution again in an uncomfortable 3rd and long, and Pickler's ate some sacks lately.
8 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Pickler hands the ball off to Streeter. Streeter's got room to run once again. Great blocking out in front, and he's off to the races, crossing midfield inside the 40 and tackled at the 37-yard line. Another huge run. Reggie Streeter now with 183 yards.
Mike, that was not Streeter. That was the entire O-line.
Yeah.
Because Streeter looked very slow, but there was no one near him. So, I mean, even a one-legged man might have been able to run for 20 yards on that.
That would have been interesting to see, Matt.
Hop, hop, hop.
1st down and 10 from the Vancouver 37-yard line. Inside of 8 minutes to go. Streeter looking slow again, and the defense takes advantage, tackling him for a loss. 2nd down and 12. DeAndre Washington with another TFL.
And not all is lost for Vancouver here. If they can continue to just tackle Streeter behind the line, they're not in field goal range yet for another probably 4 yards. So it's 4 yards or bust for Vancouver's defense. Just off tackle again, maybe run for Streeter. Let's see.
Streeter's going to take this one up the middle, and the Legion defense is ready for it. Tackles him for another loss. Loss of 1 on that play. Brought down by Ashley Rose Finch. That is her first tackle for a loss this season, Matt.
There you go. Time's ticking away a bit here, so it's very key for Vancouver. Vancouver's defense to step up and at least, I mean, you can't allow any points almost. So get in the backfield on Pickler.
Or get an interception would be huge for the Legion. Pass over the middle, and there it is, right on cue. There's the pick. Returning it back the other way is Mark Lopez, getting it back up to the 39-yard line. Lopez now with 2 picks on the season, and that one could not have come at a better time.
Yeah, Legion back in business. Over 6 minutes to go. Playing center field is Lopez, and he just sits there.
He just
up,
waited for
the
it.
Ball.
Just waited for it, jumped for it, and he picked it off. Great pick by Mark Lopez, and the Vancouver offense is back in business. Can they capitalize? We'll find out after this. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Welcome back to Houma, Louisiana. Vancouver back in possession of the ball. Pepper to throw. Trying to get some big yards quick, and he finds Killian with a one-handed catch up to the 41-yard line.
That's what they need to do. Get Killian involved, man. He had some huge plays against Mexico City last weekend. Look at this grab, Mike. Whoop.
Very impressive catch. And
Big
man, I'm
hands.
actually a little surprised that they aren't already going back to that hurry up. I know there's still time left on the clock, but it worked well for him earlier.
I'm surprised to see this formation, period.
Redford trying to get some
Yeah.
yards here on the ground and can't do it. And that might be the last time we see that formation tonight, as they need to get a couple of scores here on the board midway through the fourth quarter. 2nd down and 12.
That takes some risks.
Pepper with 4 wide receivers on the field on 2nd down and 12. Fires that one incomplete. Trying to hit his target over on the left-hand side and bring up a 3rd down and 12. Matt, the crowd play game of the week is coming up next. It starts in just 38 minutes. Houston will visit the Baltimore Vultures. Cameron Irvine and Ramos Lynn on the call. Make sure you download the crowd play app to get involved. $1,000 prize pool up for grabs during that game. 3rd and 12. Pepper in the gun. They need to convert. Pass over the middle, and that one's incomplete. Trying to hit Killian. It would have been short, but barely short. Now a 4th down and 12. And Matt, do they go for it here?
No. 4th and 12 is too long. I think you pin them and make Streeter run the ball, because if you pin them inside the 5, if your special teams is good enough, they're not going to be able to get out of the end zone. You're going to get the ball with about 2 minutes off the clock in a much better field position. At least I would say 10 yards, almost 10 yards closer to the 8. Well, it all comes down to the punt.
How good of a punt will it be? And this one's going to bounce down at the 9, and they will tap it down at the 9. They didn't want to risk letting that one roll anymore. So the Louisiana Revolution will take back over on offense at their own 9-yard line after this. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports for the Fans. First down and 10 for the Revolution at their own 9-yard line. Vancouver defense showing blitz. They're trying to get Streeter stopped at the line and just can't do it there. Gains 9 on that play up to the 18-yard line. Matt, if you don't have that Crowd Play app yet, you can get it in the Apple or the Google app stores. You need the app to play. There's some questions that can be answered right now, even as you're watching this game. The opening questions for the Houston-Baltimore game are already loaded in the app. I've already got my answers in, Matt. Second down and 1. Streeter carries up the middle and he fumbles, and the Revolution are able to jump back on their own fumble.
Oh, man.
Dangerous play. Rudy Ray Dunn, one of the star guards, picked in the 7th round, able to save it for their team. The 5th fumble on the season for Streeter.
Well, you're talking about the fumbles, and that's could have been a disaster, but now bounces the way of the Revolution, and that first down is big as more time will tick off this clock.
That would have been a massive, massive play for the defense had they been able to recover that one. And Streeter making them pay for it here, crossing midfield inside the 40. One man to beat, and he's going to be tackled at the 33-yard line. First down and 10, a huge play for the Revolution. And Matt, that could have been one of the final nails in the coffin. I know it's still only a 2-score ball game, but that was a huge play.
Again, Mike, the blocking is just so clean. Streeter just has to run. He's running at about 70%, but still manages a huge gain. And Louisiana now in Vancouver territory and pretty much in field goal range.
And that was what you had mentioned on the last drive, Matt, was Vancouver needed to keep Louisiana out of field goal range, and they did so via an interception. This time, just inside field goal range. I would expect to see them keep it on the ground to Streeter. He's fumbled it 5 in the season now. Another one would, be huge for him, but this time the ball is actually handed off to Nathan Smith, the backup halfback, as Streeter takes a breather.
Well, I told you it was running about 70%. I guess it was worse than I thought.
Smith still in at the tailback position. Pickler under center.
This is going to be interesting if they run off tackle with Smith.
Defense loaded up on that side. Smith takes the handoff. He breaks the tackle and gets up to the 31-yard line. Third down and 9 after a decent run by Smith.
That's big, Mike. That puts Louisiana back in field goal range.
A huge third down and 9. This one could be the difference in the whole ball game. If Louisiana can get more points on the board, it might just push the game out of reach for the Legion. If they can get the stop here and prevent points, they're still in business.
Louisiana should not throw here. Just run it, take the 3 points, and say GG.
Pickler with an interception thrown on the last drive will hand this ball off.
Uh-oh.
Still Smith is Streeter out of gas on the last 3 snaps. And the tackle is made at the 32-yard line. This is going to be on the outskirts of field goal range for Matt Fennick. As long as 49 yards, he's made 7 out of 7 on his young career. Only kicked the 1 field goal tonight, first field goal since week 3. And lining up for a long one here. Let's see where they spot this one. This one will tie his career long of 49. This one from the left hash to add 3 more points on for the Revolution and possibly seal the win with 2:22 to go in the ballgame. Kick is on its way. Is it long enough? It is. It is good from 49. The Revolution add 3 more onto the board, 20-6 here at home.
Good kick by Fennick, and looks like that would have been good from about 53. And that could be the death rattle for Vancouver. I mean, it's tough. I think the Vancouver defense has actually played pretty well in the second half, but when your offense only scores 6 points, you're not going to win probably 99% of your games in this league.
Do you want more SFL content? Our Discord community has podcasts, articles, and highlights about the league, its teams, and its players. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Simulationfl and visit our website, www.simulationfl.net, for more news, features, and information Coming up next for the Vancouver Legion, they will host the Portland Fleet, who are sitting at 1-6. They had their first win last week, losing to Mexico City last night, and then hit the road to Sioux Falls and Arizona. A tough upcoming schedule for the Legion. 4 wide receivers on the field. Tom Pepper under center. Pepper hit and sacked, brought down hard by Luther Gond. The hat trick in sacks for him tonight with number 3. 2nd and 14. Pepper throwing over the middle, and that one is somehow caught. I think that was Nick Finch with the catch. That'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. 3rd down and 3 on the other side of the break. You're watching the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports and For the Fans. Crowd on their feet here in Houma, Louisiana for this 3rd down. A huge stop potentially coming up for the hometown defense. Pepper trying to make sure that doesn't happen, but he can't get the completion. Well defended. Batted down by Blake B. Craze. 4th down and 3. They're going to have to go for it now.
Blake B. Craze again. I thought he was a defensive end out there. It's a thick boy.
It's a whole lot of linebacker.
Plays the middle of the zone perfectly.
Craze with 8 pass deflections on the season now and an interception. 8 tackles for a loss as well, so he gets it done on either side of the line of scrimmage. Pepper in the gun here on 4th down and 3. 4 wide receivers and a tight end on the field. Pepper throws, and that one's complete. It'll keep the chains moving and the clock rolling as the offense runs back to the line. Pepper with a little bit more speed that time than we saw in his other no-huddle series, and that pass is complete, getting it up to Rich Pratchett at the 34-yard line. Minute 36 to go.
Luckily in the gun, I guess Pepper doesn't have to run too far.
Pepper pump fake, throws over the middle, double coverage, nearly intercepted. Tipped and incomplete. I don't think the ref is allowed to catch it, Matt.
That would be hilarious. To the house.
The ref picks it up and runs. Upcoming schedule for the Revolution. They have just had a pair of home games. Now it's time for a pair of road games. They head to Houston and then to Jacksonville, take on the Hyenas. And then they will come back home to take on Fort Worth, sitting at 3-4 along with many other teams. Out route to the top. And good for a gain of 3, 3rd and 7.
Yeah, those haven't been very good at all tonight. They've gotten about 3, and you tend to want your out routes to get at least 5, I would say.
Yeah, 7, 8 yards. That's what you've seen from the Revolution, and it's just like, I think you mentioned it earlier, Pepper just seems to be throwing it a little short on those outs. 3rd down and 7, 5 wide on the field. Pepper to throw, steps up, pressure coming down, he goes, sacked, and they'll have to burn a timeout, and it's going to bring up a 4th and a long 12 yards. Luther Gond, once again, 4 sacks for Gond on the night, Matt. He's having an incredible game. He had 7 sacks, tied for 6th best in the league coming into tonight's game, now with double-digit sacks, 11 on the season. Crowd making noise once again. 4th down and 12. A big play here, throwing it short of the line to gain, but he gets across. First down, minute 15 to go, and the clock will roll. Pepper takes a snap, looks, fires over the middle, picked off. That's going to probably seal this one. There's still 2 timeouts for Vancouver, but with a minute 3 to go, I don't think there's enough time left on the clock. That could have just sealed it for the Revolution. Blake B. Craze with his second pick on the season.
Oh my God, that man just enveloped that ball. Looked like a slightly overweight man at the Sizzler.
Matt, the analysis that you give sometimes is
just slightly, he's just his BMI is
this
just a
world.
little off the scale, not too bad, but he's kind of a hungry guy.
Out of this world, and Pickler's going to take a knee. Vancouver will burn a timeout. Matt, the crowd play game of the week is coming up next. It starts in 24 minutes. Some headlines from week 7. Takeover. Gabriel Manning returns a punt, returns for touchdown back-to-back in Tulsa. Win. A near comeback for the Glory. 1 play away from erasing a 33-14 deficit. Recovered 2 onside kicks. That was crazy.
Wow.
I was watching that one live. Scott Shocks, after less than 200 yards rushing in the first 6 games, the rookie rushes for 207 in the win, and Vancouver's going to burn their last time out with a minute and 1 to go. First victory, London overcomes adversity and win to keep the Scorpions sliding. The Arizona Scorpions lost their opener and then won the next 3, now losing a few. Road Warriors, the Kings win second straight on the road in 40-30 triumph over the Swarm. Some of your headlines from week 7. Week 7 not over yet, as one final knee is taken. We'll have to see the Revolution punt this one away, but barring some sort of miracle, the Louisiana Revolution should come away with the win. Crowd play game of the week coming up next. Everybody should have their apps ready, and the first questions should already be locked in. The game starts in 22 minutes. Make sure you have the app and you are playing the game about the game. You can win a cash prize, Matt. You can win, I think, what's it, $10, $20, $25, or some of the top 3 prizes. The top prize is $250. It's a $1,000 prize pool up for grabs in the game coming up next. Real cash, people. But Mark Lopez breaking the tackle, getting up to the 49-yard line now. 13 seconds to go. Probably see a Hail Mary here, Matt?
I have no idea. I would assume.
More profound analysis from the Hall of Famer, Matt Wilson. Has no idea.
Listen, I only audible every once in a while. Ramos calls the play. If I don't like it, then I audible. But I at least start, coming out what he says. But
And the Hail Mary formation is indeed here. Pepper to throw. Pressure coming, but he gets the ball uncorked and away towards the end zone, and it's picked off. Intercepted, and that will seal the win. Tank Bennett with his second pick on the night, 7th on the season, and that will end it after one final kneel down.
Yeah, that was Pepper had too much mustard on that one. He threw it farther than even his own receivers. Not the best looking at Hail Mary, but those are very low percentage plays anyways.
Johnny Pickler coming back out onto the field for one final kneel down, Matt. He will end the night 10 of 14 for 110 yards and a touchdown. Reggie Streeter, I'm not even going to ask you who the player of the game is going to be, Matt. 38 rushing attempts for 231 yards and a touchdown. He averaged over 6 yards per carry. Your final score in this one, Vancouver 6, Louisiana 20. Matt, your final thoughts on this ball game?
Streeter. But Vancouver had their chances in the second half, Mike. They were inside, the 5? They threw a pick?
Yeah,
they score there, and this game is completely turned on its head. Look at the yardage. It's pretty even.
Almost even.
Time of possession got closer. One of those picks doesn't even count because it was a Hail Mary, at least in my opinion. And the other one was that critical pick, inside. I mean, even if they kick a field goal there, it's a one-possession game. So that just threw the game into chaos.
Agreed. Vancouver will fall to 3-4 on the season, along with half of the league, it seems. Louisiana will improve to 6-1. right up there with the Denver Night Wings. Up next for Vancouver, they will return home next week and host the Portland Fleet. For Louisiana, they hit the road, head to Houston to take on the Hyenas. Coming up next, the crowd play game of the week. The Houston Hyenas will head to Baltimore, take on the Vultures. Cameron Irvine and Ramos Lynn on the call. Make sure you have your crowd play apps up and running. You should have them up and running right now. There's questions to be answered, people, and money on the line. If you're not playing, you're literally missing out on real money. So please get that crowd play app going, get those questions answered. It's fun to play. You know, the games are already fun to watch and listen to the broadcast, Matt, but adding crowd play into the mix just makes it that much better. Simulation Football League action returns in Week 8. First game will be on Saturday, this coming weekend. So, Matt, Reggie Streeter, player of the game, I think without a doubt. And has there been a Louisiana game yet this season? Does anybody know? Has there been a Louisiana game yet this season where Reggie Streeter has not been the player of the game, other than their one loss?
I was going to say yes when we beat them.
Other than their one loss. So
I do not know. Darn it,
I'm
Mike, you had
sure.
to ruin my fun.
Well, Matt, that is a goal of mine in life, is to ruin all of your fun. We watched these final highlights here. Luther Gond with 4 sacks on the night. Matt, that could potentially make him a contender for the award as well. And Tank Bennett with 2 interceptions, 1 to seal the win. But it is indeed Reggie Streeter, 37 rushing attempts, 235 yards, a touchdown, and hey, why not 11 receiving yards as well. This has been a presentation of the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports. And for the fans, for Matt Wilson, Art Vandelay, Mark Lopez, our commissioner and producer Cameron Irvine, and everyone here at the Simulation Football League, I'm Mike Daggs saying thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for the Crowd Play Game of the Week coming up next.